Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Taste TV. We're now on to episode 20, and stay tuned. On this episode, we flock on over to Bismarck and talk with a brand new business owner of an animation studio. The story of Ed Sargeant coming up to you right now on Taste TV. Welcome in everyone to episode 20 of Taste TV. I'm your anchor, host, reporter, producer, graphic maker, closed captioner, everything you can think of. I do it all for Taste TV. And speaking of, I've been trying not to burn myself out with my passion, and I'm loving that I get to continue bringing you stories of North Dakotans across our state. And sure, you could say that I'm doing it all for Taste TV and myself, but I'm really doing it for you all. I feel so privileged to tell you about the lives of individuals across our state. I love the people here in North Dakota. However, not all of them are from our state originally. Some flock here, all the way from across seas sometimes. And they end up finding love in our tiny state as well. Here's the story of Ed Sargeant.
Grew up in a house near the woods and had a great upbringing, having lots of fun outside, building lots of forts.
Edward Sargeant grew up in Oxfordshire, England, with his older brother Matt and their parents Nigel and Linda. Though he and his brother enjoyed the outdoors, Sargeant also really enjoyed and loved all things art. But Sargeant's talents exceeded beyond the sheets of paper and piles of paint. Sargeant's creativity and curiosity was mostly with computers.
I just always loved art, and my parents were very encouraging of it. Or I should say their message was more, be what's going to make you happy. Do what is going to be successful, make you successful, and something that you enjoy. And my dad always instilled that in me.
After graduating from the Chiltern School in 1997, Sargeant went on to college at the Henley College, where he studied A-level computing as well as A-level art and electronics. He graduated in 1999. Sargeant then studied art and design at Central St. Martin's College of Art and Design and graduated from there in 2000. This was during the same time that animation really began improving, as technology did as well.
And that was when I started doing 3D, and I started dipping my toe in and trying animation. At that point, I was pretty hooked. Pixar was really taking off. They loved them. But at that time, Toy Story was really known as being kind of the next thing in animation. And that really sparked an interest in me.
Sargeant then went on to Bournemouth University in 2001. And that's where he pursued a bachelor's degree in computer visualization and animation. During his time in university, Sargeant did an internship with Framestore CFC, and he got to work on the movie Thunderbirds.
And once you kind of get into that environment, well, you realize two things. You thought you knew everything, you know nothing. There's a lot to learn, but just seeing the different kind of skill sets of all the people in that industry is fantastic. And just being a tiny piece of one of those movies is extraordinary.
Not only did Sargeant find a lifelong passion and career within the world of computers, but that's also where he would meet the love of his life, Denise, on a computer.
And we just met randomly in a chat room. We used an old school application called Microsoft Comic Chat. And you'd go into rooms and the chat was laid out like a comic strip. And you each had a character, and as you spoke, your characters would kind of emote.
The two were thousands of miles apart, Denise in North Dakota and Ed all the way in England, though they continued to fall for each other. And eventually, Denise and Sargeant met in real life. They took a trip with some friends and family to San Francisco, California. The two then recognized that the chemistry wasn't just over the computer. Denise, who was attending UND at the time, decided to study a semester abroad in England. The two officially began dating during this time in 2003, and the rest, Sargeant says, is history. Sargeant then graduated from Bournemouth University in 2004. After that, Sargeant got to do some work on some major productions.
My first project, I was a match-moving TD working on Batman Begins. We basically got our hands on every shot that came through, and we had to take the raw plates and we had to track the cameras, and we had to turn the real-life camera motion that they shot on set, and we had to replicate that with a 3D virtual camera. I worked on Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Got to work again as a TD, but I was working in digital doubles. I was doing cloth simulation.
Sargeant then began to pursue his master's degree at the Camberwell College of Arts, where he graduated in 2006. This is when the couple would have to make a decision. Where would they go next?
Like, well, how about we come back to North Dakota? And well, that was great. Got our fiance visa. Once that came through, had 90 days to pack up, move to America, find somewhere to live, arrange a marriage, get married.
Sargeant married Denise in 2007. Although the immigration process took a while for the fiancé visa to be approved, it almost served as a blessing in disguise, as this allowed Sargeant time to look for a career in North Dakota. Sargeant says he had no idea how hard it would be for an animator to find a career in North Dakota, but eventually a listing caught Sargeant's eye.
I suddenly saw a position come up at Rasmussen College, and it was program coordinator at a new course, a new program they were starting at Rasmussen College, and I thought, I could do that. If I can't get a job in animation, then maybe I can help to teach animation.
Sargeant says that he really loved teaching and inspiring other young animators and artists. During his time at Rasmussen College, Sargeant began having children with his wife. In 2011, baby girl Rowan was born. It was also during this time that Sargeant felt a calling to create again.
Eventually, I kind of got the itch to get back into it again. I've enjoyed teaching, but I'm a creative. I wanted to create.
And that's when Sargeant met Mike Mabin, the owner of Agency Mabu. Sargeant had done some freelance projects with Mabin on the side before, so he reached out to him and asked if his company had any available positions. After he began working for Agency Mabu, Sargeant and his wife had their second baby girl, Ren, in 2015. His family at home weren't the only ones growing in size. His family at work was too. Sargeant's role at Mabu as a web project manager changed within just a year of working there. And little by little, the animation team at Agency Mabu would continue to grow.
Our projects grew, our budgets grew, our team grew. We ended up hiring a couple of super talented animators, Molly and Katie. They're fantastic, and it became very clear to me that if I want to elevate animation in Bismarck, North Dakota, I need other people to help me do that. And Molly and Katie and our two freelancers we've been working with, Paola and Emily, they made me realize that once you start bringing in these other talent pools, your work just gets exponentially better.
Sargeant began to recognize that there was a lot of talent in North Dakota, and many times, those who wish to do animation seek to go out of state to find a career. Thus, Sargeant's dream of building an animation studio in North Dakota took flight.
This is it. We've reached the point where we're doing the kind of stuff that I want to be doing.
Sargeant took his idea and branched off to begin Birdtree Studio. And the inspiration behind the name? Well, that's behind the other loves of his life, Sargeant's family.
So my daughters are Rowan and Ren, and Rowan is a type of tree, so she's our tree, and Ren is a type of bird, so she's our bird.
And then of course there's Benny, the mascot. Birdtree Studio is a brand new animation house in our state that produces informative videos that compel the viewer in an entertaining and beautiful way.
I think we can do things that can't necessarily be filmed. I think we can create scenes and characters and visuals that can accompany a message in a way that can seem non-threatening and something that can seem fun, even if you're talking about something that's ultimately very serious. I think you can get people to, you can create a message that resonates with people and gets people to stop and think.
Edward Sargeant is a man who pursues his passions. Now he is providing a path for other young animators just like him who want to bring meaningful art to our state. Sargeant is the new owner, founder, and director of animation at Birdtree Studio. He's also a father, husband, son, brother, friend, and he's also this week's person worth praising. Reporting for Taze TV, I'm Taylor Austin. If you would like to check out some of the other work that Birdtree Studio has done recently, or you would like to partner with Birdtree Studio or utilize their services, you can check out the link within the description of this video. Do it. Go check it out. Honestly, you're not going to regret it. Just go check out some of the videos and some of the work that we've done. It's really, really cool to see. But I would also like to say a very special thank you to Ed for allowing me to share your story. One of the coolest people that I know. I mean, you guys, he worked on Batman. If you know me personally, I'm a huge Batman fan. Though the third one is my favorite, the first one is my favorite, or second favorite. So, Ed, I'm sorry, but I do love Batman Begins. And again, I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me share your story, and best of luck to you and Birdtree. Well, that's all I do have for you guys this week. I do have more stories planned. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. We do need to make it to at least 100 episodes, right? Yeah, I think so. But go like, share, subscribe, send me free food, free money, whatever you want to do. Do it all. I truly appreciate all the love and continued support that you guys have been giving me throughout the journey of Taze TV. But until next time, we'll see you guys. Bye, Dad. I love you.